For decades, this crime was buried, and the truth will shock you to your core. What you're about to hear was hidden from the world, until now. And what we uncovered next changes everything. It began on a cold autumn night, when a young woman named Emily vanished without a trace. The town was small, tightly knit, and everyone knew everyone else, or at least, they thought they did. Neighbors reported hearing strange noises, a woman crying out in terror, but the authorities dismissed it as nothing more than the wind through the trees. No one could explain why the search ended so quickly, or why some residents whispered warnings to stay away from the old abandoned mill at the edge of town. Years later, the first hint of the truth emerged. A local handyman cleaning out a forgotten attic stumbled upon a bundle of letters, bound with a ribbon so fragile it crumbled at his touch. They were Emily's, written in a hurried, frantic hand. The words revealed fear, a fear no one in the town had wanted to acknowledge. She spoke of being watched, of shadows in her own home, of promises made by people she trusted that suddenly felt sinister. Who could have imagined the truth hiding in plain sight? Then came the photographs. Tucked inside a hidden compartment of an old filing cabinet, images captured moments of a party long forgotten. On the surface, it was innocent, but in the corners of the frame, figures appeared repeatedly, faces twisted in ways that suggested knowledge of something dark. One photo, particularly chilling, showed Emily standing alone on a dock, her expression fearful, while a shadow loomed behind her. No one had noticed it before. Witnesses slowly began to come forward, each story more disturbing than the last. A former town official admitted under pressure that files had been removed from the police archive, erased as if the case had never existed. Another resident whispered about a group that called themselves protectors of the town, who allegedly ensured certain truths stayed buried. But that's not even the worst part. The people who promised protection were the very ones responsible for the fear that haunted the streets. As the investigation deepened, the connections became impossible to ignore. Missing persons reports, suspicious deaths, and cover-ups spanning decades were linked to a hidden network operating behind the calm, picturesque facade of the town. It was a web of deception so intricate, so deliberate, that anyone who tried to untangle it risked disappearing themselves. Everything you thought you knew about this case is about to change. Even the mill, once a simple landmark, held secrets that defied explanation. Floorboards concealed journals detailing rituals, lists of names, and coded messages. Handwritten notes suggested that Emily had discovered something forbidden, something the town's most powerful figures had been desperate to keep from the outside world. What we found next will leave you speechless. There were reports of cars parked in the woods at odd hours, and of figures moving silently through the fog. One elderly woman remembered seeing Emily's reflection in a window late at night, standing as if she had been waiting for someone, but no one was there. The deeper we dug, the more it became clear, Emily's disappearance wasn't random. It was orchestrated, calculated, and cloaked in decades of silence. Documents we recovered hinted at financial incentives, threats, and manipulation. People had been paid to stay quiet, and others coerced into participating in a system that had no conscience. And yet, despite all the darkness, clues remained, hidden keys, partial records, eyewitness fragments, waiting for someone willing to face the terrifying truth. If you want to see what they tried to hide next, stay tuned, because the story doesn't end with Emily. Each revelation pulls back another layer of corruption, deception, and chilling secrets that no one in town dared speak aloud. The evidence is mounting, and the shadows are growing. The truth has been buried for decades, but now it's finally coming to light. And the next revelation will change everything you thought you knew. The more we uncovered, the more twisted the story became. Emily's disappearance was just the tip of the iceberg. Hidden beneath the town's calm streets was a network of crimes so intricate, so deliberate, that it seemed almost impossible to untangle. Each lead brought us closer to the horrifying reality. People in positions of trust had orchestrated events to protect their own secrets. We discovered a series of coded messages, scratched into walls and hidden in the seams of floorboards, each pointing to a pattern of disappearances spanning decades. The handwriting matched Emily's diary entries, her desperate attempt to leave a trail for anyone brave enough to follow. Who knew the full story? And why was it hidden? Every answer raised more questions. One former resident revealed a shocking confession. Emily had witnessed something she shouldn't have. Something powerful figures in the town were willing to kill to keep secret. The confession trembled with fear, barely audible, but it painted a picture more terrifying than any rumor or speculation. Every friendly neighbor, every smiling official, could they have been hiding sinister motives? Then came the unexpected twist. Evidence surfaced linking the town's prominent families, the ones everyone admired, to a web of intimidation, bribes, and disappearances. Names that were whispered cautiously in town records appeared over and over, their influence stretching into law enforcement, politics, even schools. And the chilling truth became clear: those sworn to protect the town were the very ones endangering it. The mill, once just a decaying structure, revealed its final secret. Hidden beneath its floorboards was a collection of items that left investigators speechless. Fragments of personal belongings, unsigned notes threatening exposure, and a map marking the locations of other disappearances. The scale of the cover-up was far beyond what anyone imagined. No one could have prepared for this revelation. Witnesses who had previously refused to speak began to share cryptic details. Late-night sightings, whispered threats, unmarked graves. The town's history was tainted with horrors carefully concealed. Every clue seemed to confirm one terrifying fact: Emily had stumbled onto a force far greater than herself. What she uncovered had to be silenced, and the silence stretched for years. Every discovery led to another puzzle. Hidden accounts, unexplained financial transactions, and manipulated evidence all pointed to a single, unthinkable conclusion: this was not just one crime. It was a systemic orchestration, a conspiracy built to control the town and erase the inconvenient truths. And yet, hope remained. Clues Emily left behind suggested she had tried to fight back, to leave a trail, to expose what was happening. And just when it seemed we had unraveled everything, the most shocking twist emerged. A photograph of Emily, taken just days before she vanished, showed her standing beside a figure everyone believed was dead. A person whose disappearance had been ruled accidental years earlier. What they were hiding was bigger, far more dangerous, and far closer to home than anyone could have imagined. Check the next episode to uncover more shocking truths. Support me in the description, and subscribing keeps you on the front line of every hidden story. The truth has been buried for decades, but now it's finally coming to light. And the next revelation will change everything you thought you knew.